Oh, no. Thank you. And so, at any rate, that is the first possibility. And I'm going to start out by simply reading to you. And when I read to you, I'm going to share the screen so that you likewise are reading what I am reading. And very simply, what I'm reading is information that I received from AI, from artificial intelligence. I received that by doing a simple search. And I did that just only a moment ago, literally minutes ago, in between the two sessions, because I wanted each of you to see, as I see, not a marketing message that is coming from our company, but instead, I would like for you to see what is being stated out there in the open source, in the internet. What is artificial intelligence? What is Google saying about the products or the ingredients that are foundational in this company's product offering? So we'll start there, talking not about our company's products specifically, but talking about the foundational nutrients that give rise to the opportunities that I have described. And so the name of our company is Nueva, and our interest is in helping each person experience life more abundantly in terms of physical health. And so the blue text here, in today's ever expanding landscape of health and wellness, modern advancements in peptide therapies have unearthed powerful compounds. These include 5-amino 1-MQ, GHK-Cu, BPC-157, tesofensine, dihexa, KPV, and type 2 collagen peptides, each playing a pivotal role in enhancing our overall well being. As we delve into this captivating world, it becomes evident that these peptides and compounds may offer transformative benefits, making their way into various health regimens and promising results. So, for the first part of this conversation, I would like very much for each of us to pretend that there is no royalty generating possibility. Pretend you are learning now about a product purely for the sake of the product. And upon learning about the product, ask yourself this question: would you like to use one or more of these products for your own personal benefit? Ask yourself the second question: are there people in your life that you love and care about who should be using this product offering? Ask those two questions. Then, having arrived at that conclusion, that should be the determining factor in whether or not there is a similar interest in moving forward with the business. A totally different thought. First, let's explore the impressive capabilities of 5-amino 1-MQ. In a moment, we'll log into my back office and I will show you actual product offerings. 5-amino 1-MQ is a principal ingredient, a principal nutrient in a product called Nueva Body, and its counterparts like GHKCU and BPC 157. GHKCU and BPC 157 are both principally found in Nueva Beauty. These peptides are heralded for their remarkable effects on cellular health and tissue regeneration. 5-amino 1-MQ has caught the spotlight for its metabolic boosting properties, profoundly aiding in the reduction of fat accumulation by inhibiting a specific enzyme. Now, here, though I want to read and I want you to make your decisions based upon facts, I here must editorialize a little bit. I'm 68 years old, and as life has gone on, my body behaves differently in a variety of ways. One of the ways that my body behaves differently is that I now accumulate fat in parts of my body where I once did not. For decades, there was no such thing as me accumulating belly fat. It was never there. Then, about a decade ago, I started for the first time realizing that that was a struggle for me. And in the last couple of years, it's become a struggle that I've not been winning. When I began using 5-amino 1-MQ in Nueva Body, I did not immediately start losing weight, but my weight started reconfiguring itself. The absolute truth is that now, having used this product for about 70 days, my body configuration and composition has changed significantly. And I know when it says it caught the spotlight for its metabolic boosting properties, my metabolic function, my mitochondrial function is better today than it was 70 days ago. The principal change in those 70 days is I began using this group of peptides. Caught the spotlight for metabolic boosting properties, purportedly aiding in the reduction of accumulation fat accumulation by inhibiting a specific enzyme. I am experiencing that personally. It's now visible, it is evident, not just to me, but to others. On the other hand, GHTCU is renowned for its skin renewing attributes, contributing to improved elasticity and reducing the appearance of wrinkles. And here again, I'll just comment quickly. In the last couple of years, there has been a huge movement across America in the utilization of GLP-1 agonists. A lot of people having tremendous results, some remarkable results in weight loss. It is unfortunately not as common to hear people expressing enthusiasm about muscle mass, about lean body tissue, about skin elasticity. We believe that for those countless, literally millions and millions of people who are nearing or completing their weight loss objective with a GLP-1, that now that the gastric emptying that's been slowed down, that's what caused the weight loss. The gastric emptying was slowed, and as a result of that gastric emptying, no food cravings came along. The bad news is that shuts down metabolic rate and has had a detrimental impact upon many with skin elasticity and so on. For those completing the weight loss part of that regimen, converting to the use of 5-amino-1-MQ, converting specifically to body, would be a gift. That would be a tremendous benefit. And I will state that while weight loss is part of our foundational value, weight loss is one of the things that we believe, not weight loss, the maintenance of appropriate weight. I shouldn't say weight loss. The maintenance of appropriate weight is important for all of us. Having too much weight is one of the causes of inflammation, which result in disease and pain and so on. My my belief and confidence is that we very shortly will have as an aggressive a weight loss regimen as anybody could have in the marketplace, and yet not be saddled with the loss of lean muscle tissue and so on. That because of the very, very near term introduction of dihexa. So for those seeking to have a more modest weight loss, or for those seeking to stop a rebound from a GLP-1 regimen, 5-amino-1-MQ and GHKCU, these are extraordinary, extraordinary solutions. Meanwhile, the incredible healing capabilities of BHP 157 extend beyond standard injury recovery, offering potential relief from inflammatory diseases. Together, these peptides underline a concert of cellular rejuvenation and repair. And once again, the question as we go through this was, does this sound like something that would be beneficial to you or to someone you care about a lot? Listen on. Turning our attention to neurological health, tesofensine and dihexa emerge as formidable solutions. Tesofensine, initially studied for its appetite suppressant abilities, has exhibited potential cognitive enhancing effects relevant to managing neurodegenerative conditions. Dihexa, frequently dubbed a neurogenesis accelerator, demonstrates promise in promoting synaptic formation and brain connectivity. This duo represents a monumental stride forward in mental health innovation, addressing neurological concerns with a unique approach that could reshape conventional treatment perceptions. Last but certainly not least, we cast a spotlight on KPV and type 2 collagen peptides, two compounds pivotal in confronting inflammation and joint health. KPV's anti inflammatory prowess is gaining recognition for its ability to modulate the body's response to chronic inflammation, serving as a potential therapeutic ally. With type 2 collagen peptides, we're looking at a compound revered for its role in maintaining cartilage integrity, which can significantly alleviate symptoms of arthritis and enhance joint mobility. Together, they present a harmonious blend of joint protection and pain management strategies. In conclusion, the burgeoning interest in peptides such as 5-amino-1-MQ, GHKCU, BPC-157, tesofensine, dihexa, KPV, and type 2 collagen peptides, these being the foundational peptides upon which the product line is built, with many other important nutrients not peptides based in other parts of the product offering. As scientific inquiry continues to forge ahead, these compounds not only enhance the horizons of health optimization, but also challenge us to rethink traditional perspectives on wellness. The synthesis of innovation and research pave a promising path towards unprecedented health outcomes, encouraging us to embrace these awe-inspiring advancements with both optimism and curiosity. Now, I'll stop my share for a moment and come back over. Remember, we started this conversation with the question, is there something here that would matter to you? It's kind of difficult for me to imagine that all of what we just described would not matter to you. It all matters to me, and it matters to people that I care about a great deal. And so now, with that thought, what exactly do we do from a business standpoint? Remember, the first opportunity is to access the product for your own use, such that you can retain youth, vigor, vitality, mental clarity, and focus for a longer period of your life, perhaps throughout all of your life. That is the first opportunity. The second opportunity is to create distribution of those products and therefore position you to earn royalties. Now, with those things being said, I'm going to call upon just one or two people and ask them to share their experience. Me reading to you what a product will do scientifically has a certain impact. Me asking a person who's using the product and who is experiencing significant benefit from it has quite a different impact on me. One of the messages that has impacted me the most in this fledgling group has been Ray or Raymond Holohan. Raymond has had an experience that I would want for everyone who suffered some of his health challenges. I would want everyone to have that experience. And because I know of the product's efficacy through my own consumption, and because I know in a short period of time of knowing Ray, he tells the truth. Listen to what the man says about what the product does for him. And then ask yourself if this is accurate, if this proves itself to be true in my own consumption, then might I want to likewise be a conduit to someone else's use of that product, such that as a side effect of helping them live life more fruitfully and positively, I might live life in the absence of financial pressure. That is the combination that becomes possible. Raymond, just chime in for a second and tell folks what your experience has been. I would appreciate that.
Well, actually, today it's celebration day. 1 year ago today, I took that trip in the ambulance, and when I arrived at hospital, I was shot right through to the ICU. And from there, 16 days later, I woke up. They put me into a medical induced coma with telling my wife that they don't think it's going to happen, that I'm going to recover. 16 days later, I woke up and it was a struggle. So I struggled for pretty well 3 months before I got out of that hospital to be sent home, oxygen the rest of my life, and here's a bottle of multivitamins. This is your life. So I searched for many, many, many months of how can I do this and trying to enhance my lungs and enhance my body. I was just going away to nothing until Randy introduced me to Nueva. And in 16 days, right now, I do not wear oxygen all day. I come down to my office like whatever, 16 stairs, one after the other, not one. And I come down, I'm here for whatever, half the day, and when I go back upstairs, those 16 stairs, boom, I go up and go to my kitchen. My oxygen for normal people is 96, 97. I was at the point with this oxygen, if I took it off and went out my backyard 50 feet to my vehicle, when I got to my vehicle, my oxygen level would be 82. And trying to get my breath, I didn't do nothing. I would just slowly walk to my vehicle. Right now, I don't wear oxygen all day. If I want to go to my vehicle or out my backyard or to my little workshop shed, I go out and I do whatever I want. And my oxygen level, even when I go up the stairs back to my kitchen table, 91. Hallelujah. Massive difference. Massive. And just the rest of the products. This was from the nitro, and I believe, and the body. That's the only two I took. And then on the 16th, 17th, I received the rest of the products, and let's do it. Let's get it in me. I feel great.
So thank you, Raymond. I'm so glad. And let me just ask you this question. Is there any doubt in your mind that the change you've experienced, any doubt that it might have come from something else? Or are you completely satisfied? It came from the Nueva product offering, correct?
100%. And even my, I guess, lung specialist, or that's her field, called me today, and I haven't heard from her in a year, basically 11 months. And I told her, I said, well, I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing these peptides. Oh, what's that? I'm like, I went to explain it. Oh, yeah, well, that's non-regulatory. I'm like, Oh, so you don't get a cut of it? I had to say it to
Yeah.
her, right? Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
But yeah, she totally ignored it. But yeah, no, it's life changing. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. I mean, what was I
Yeah.
going to do? Just sit here on auction and just fly away to nothing, like your mind goes, your body goes, like, yeah, no. Total change of life. Woohoo.
Thank
I
you,
want to
Raymond.
go.
So, folks, could anything be better than living our life with less financial pressure because we helped a person breathe who otherwise couldn't breathe? I mean, could anything be better in our life than living life in the absence of financial pressure because we help other people become more happy more of the time? And that is what happens when they feel like they're doing their best for themselves. I'm going to call quickly upon Ryland. Ryland, just chime in. I know you've likewise said, and I could call on anybody, but Ryland, tell folks what your own product experience and anything else might be. I'm going to click on Ask to Unmute. Maybe that'll get you. I don't know.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so I had an amazing experience so far using the body and nitro together. I've been on it for about a week, but previous to that, I got the kickstart, and that's really what sold me on moving forward by subscribing and going into this all the way. I recently ordered the coffee, which I'm not a big coffee person, but I have noticed a little more clarity in the morning. So the verdict on the coffee for me personally is still out. I mean, it tastes great, and I've noticed a difference. But right now, I'm just looking forward for like the next 16 days, like he just mentioned, to experience a transformation in my body. I already see some things internally that are changing that I'm very surprised in.
Beautiful. Thank you. So, folks, I'll give you a suggestion. If if you want to measure it, you really want to measure it, just go online and put in IQ test. And there'll be a bunch of them. You can do an IQ test, and it will take 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. And then it'll cost $1. That's all. It'll cost $1 to get the printout. And so um, I personally am unaware in any change in my cognitive abilities. I'm unaware. I mean, I pick up a book and I still memorize. I mean, everything kind of is the same for me when I'm on task. Maybe it's only because I'm getting older and I'm seeing what's going on around me, but I'm now very aware of the number of times that I walk into a room and I stand there for a moment and I say, what exactly was it that caused me to walk into this room? And it's not an unusual thing for me to have to find my keys twice before I go to the store, not just once. I mean, that's not an unusual thing. So I look back over my life and I try to figure, is that always been that way? And it's just that's part of who I am? Or is that changing now? I don't know. But even the thought that it might be changing gives me fear. I don't like the word fear. I don't like the feeling of fear, but the thought of cognitive decline. I mean, what's between my ears has been really important to me in my life, my ability to articulate. I mean, if you took away my verbal expression, you're taking away a lot from me. And each of us are the same way. And so when we started this process, and I was told that baseline would be cognitive functioning. And if we take a look, if you were to do what I've done and go into either Google or Better AI and just ask each one of these ingredients separately, might this positively influence my cognitive ability as I continue to age with each one of those nutrients and see what comes back? And so the day, it was actually the third day after I, what the heck, that which is measured can be improved and this can be measured. And so I didn't go and get a cognitive test, but I took one of those little IQ tests. And now that was almost 3 weeks ago, and I took the second one about 2 hours ago before these things started. And luck of the draw, I'll check. I'll do it again in a week. But it was 5 points higher this week than it was 3 weeks ago. It was 5 points higher. Now, that made me happy. I'll tell you again what it is next week. If next week it's 5 points lower, I'll tell you that. The truth is the truth and it's good enough. But it was 5 points higher. And you know what? That made me feel better. It made me feel better. I would suggest that if you got anybody who is wondering, oh my God, am I walking in the room and turn around and walking back out not knowing why? I say, well, just for sport, it'll cost you $1 to do an IQ test. And 3 weeks later, do it again after using these products. And you know what? My experience is it went up 5 points. Now I'll tell you 3 or 4 weeks later from now what happens next. But that thought was a magical thought for me. That was a really, really magic thought. And that will lead to one incredible marketing message over time. We're about to introduce Dihecta, folks. This is incredible. And I think it would be a really smart thing for people before you've used our products for too long. Again, I'm not asking you to go to a doctor and get a cognitive test. Simply do one of the free IQ tests. Do what I just did. And it made me happy because I saw the result that I hoped that I would see. Now, 3 weeks from now, I'll update you. I'm going to call upon another Dr. Seth Klein. Are you by? Can you turn on your mic and camera or no? If so, I'd love to hear your comments. Since I'm not sure, oh, there's Dr. Klein. I saw him for a second, I think.
Hey there, how you doing?
Oh, so good. Good. I'm glad you're here. So just chime in once again, your product results, anything that you think is important in this
I've been
conversation right
taking
now.
my main products that I've been starting to take is the Body and Nitro. I also take the Slim. I think it's chocolate raspberry, and I've noticed I've reduced the amount of sweets that I eat, and that better mental clarity. Again, it's not something that you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's like clear, the fog is gone, but you notice just a little difference of, well, I think I'm a little bit less foggy or less, it's like a little bit more clear. So I love the Nitro. It gives you just that, it's kind of a boost, but it's not a kick. I don't want to say that. It's not a kick in the butt that you just like a surge, like most of the drinks out there that you get the surge and then you crash. You just don't get it. It's a nice energy growth type of thing. And I see it as longer lasting. And the Body I really like because I just think that it's a body conforming thing. It actually, the Body, the ingredients in the Body reduce fat cell size, and that makes a huge difference because you can get on the scale and you weigh the same, but the reality is the contour of your body has changed, so you lose a little pooch or you lose a little bit, you got an extra inch on your waist now that you lost. And that's what I noticed, that I didn't go a total inch, but I noticed that my belt's a little bit, I kind of make it a little bit tighter. So it's just a slow process, and I noticed just the change, and I like that. As a professional in the natural health world, you don't lose weight fast. You shouldn't lose weight fast. And like you said, the GLP-1 drugs out there are horrible because the minute you get off of them, guess what? Increase intake, and now you're flabby and increase intake. So these products are just absolutely amazing, and I'm doing them individually so that I know which one's working for me and which one's not. And so I didn't want to go on to the whole, boom, here's 6 products and take them all. So I'm doing those 3 right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So, and I've only been on them for about 10 days. So I'm enjoying it. I really am.
Thank
They're
you.
great products.
Thank you. Thanks for chiming in. And Susan Guthrie, I'll call upon you. Unmute yourself until.
Well, hey there. So yes, I'm very excited about the program. I've shared before in the group that for the first time in my adult life, I earmarked January 1 to March 30th, because it's cold here in Atlanta, for my 3 months to reorganize my house from my attic to my basement. Well, I was in the attic and basement, back and forth, and both shoulders started hurting. My left hip started hurting. I was whining like a little baby. And then I've had 2 torn meniscus from playing tennis. And anytime I go up and down stairs, I have to do 1 step at a time. So people behind me get very aggravated. And so anyway, but really what kind of intrigued me about this was whenever they were talking about the wound healing and how it helped with skin issues. And so when I'm really good on my diet, which I'm supposed to be whole food plant-based diet because I am a 3-year breast cancer thriver, and my doctor has me juicing and eating primarily vegetables, nuts, seeds, berries. But I give myself permission. He never told me this, and I don't tell him this. But on my birthday, national holidays, and if I'm on vacation, I enjoy life. If I want to have a bite of creme brulee, I have a bite of creme brulee. If I want to have a roll with my meal, I have a roll. People laugh at me. They're like, that's cheating. Yes, a roll is cheating for me. So, anyway, the thing is, though, I suffer the consequences. So, after Thanksgiving, Christmas, going to Florida to St. Augustine for a week. And then New Year's, I got on the scale on January 2nd. I had gained 8 pounds and my skin was very inflamed. And when I say inflamed, I have a skin condition. It's hereditary, but it's aggravated by gluten and dairy. Well, and I eat all the holidays, gluten and dairy. So anyway, just to put my hands in tap water, run tap water over them, it burns. It's like I have paper cuts on every finger. So anyway, I had been hearing about the benefits of peptides and these products for a while. And so I thought, well, what the heck, I'll try it. So I ordered the 7-day kickstart with the Snow Slim. And literally 24 hours later, I put my hands in the water and it didn't burn. And I looked down and realized that all the little paper cuts were starting to heal. And so that was after day 1. Well, about day 3, I was going up the stairs carrying a big bin of platters. And I realized that I was actually taking normal steps and I was able to do it. Now, it didn't feel great, but it wasn't like the stabbing pain that I'd had before. And then I stopped and thought, and I was like, oh my gosh, my hip and my shoulders don't hurt either. So that's when I decided, okay, I need to tell some people about this. So, and I was watching a little bit online about the company had done this 7-day kickstart thing and how everybody got together and created the sense of community and they had the nightly calls. And so I said, well, I'm going to do that myself. And so we're on day 2. I have 7 ladies who have joined me. We're getting together to walk at the church. We're doing line dancing. We're doing a spa day. But every night at 8:45, which I have to look at the time, we are touching base to see what's working, what's not, how we're doing, and so today I presented this same idea and I said I'll start a new group this coming Sunday. Y'all can come to the celebration. I'm giving a cash prize, and on Saturday, if you want to come to the spa day, you can, but you have to enroll by Friday night. And so while we were on our call earlier, one of my friends actually enrolled. She's going to join me in the the 7-day kickstart. And the reason I'm so excited about this is that by doing this, I'm helping other people, but it helps me be far more accountable. So I hosted 16 ladies in my house today when I normally would have been upstairs in my gym. But what I'm going to do when I get off this call, I'm going to go upstairs and get in my gym because I know that when I talk to these people, I want to have integrity in what I'm doing. And I don't want to say, well, no, I didn't meet all my goals, but how'd y'all do? So I love the fact that we have the tracker that comes with it, that we've got that 38-page beautiful brochure that has recipes and all kinds of things. So I'm thrilled with the products that I've been using. And I forgot to mention the fact that most of the time when I add a new supplement, I don't notice anything. And I don't want you to feel bad for me, but because I am conquering my breast cancer diagnosis. I was not fortunate to be an early stage. And so instead of taking all the drugs they want me to take, I'm doing everything naturally. And I literally take about 80 things a day. It's not 80 different things. Some might be 3 of this or 6 of that, but I spend a lot of money and I take a lot of stuff. And I honestly I've never noticed a difference in my discomfort level, in my skin with anything I've ever taken. I had Mohs surgery 3 weeks ago today, and literally the little spot on my eye, you can barely see it. And the doctor told me I would be black and blue for 2 weeks. And I got nothing. My eye didn't turn black or blue. It didn't swell. And I know it's because I started these products 4 days before my surgery. So, that being said, I mean, I'm shouting from the rooftops. I feel like, yeah, the nitro, I feel like when I have that, it's not like I'm, plug in and get shockwave therapy or anything, but I truly feel like it's one of those little battery operated cars. You put the batteries in and all of a sudden I'm ready to go. And that happens like, within 20, 30 minutes. And so the mental clarity I have, the energy I have, I mean, I wish I could say I have a favorite product, but now, of course, since since I had such good results, I bought them all. So love the coffee, love the collagen. Honestly, I layered the beauty, the collagen, and the coffee in at the same time. I can't tell you what any one particular thing does because I added them all. But the first three products were literally night and day for me. So
Beautiful.
thanks.
Thank you, Susan. So, folks, once again, can you imagine anything more wonderful than living life in the absence of financial pressure because you're helping other people live life the way that Susan just described her life? I mean, what could be better than that? This is like the coolest thing that I bumped upon in my life. And I love what Susan said. It's tangible. She can measure it. She knows something happened. She took it and she feels better. I'm just going to illustrate a couple of things that cause our company to stand out. We sell quite a few products, and we have all that peptide foundation I talked about, and we have multiple products that are not peptides based as well. Slim is one of them. But you'll notice when we look that our company is not among those who um, simply offers typical marketing information. Our company provides a whole lot of details about what is in here. So, what exactly is Slim? Slim Body Kickstart is a simple, supportive 7-day wellness system designed to help you activate healthier daily habits while supporting your body's natural energy, circulation, and metabolic balance. It includes all three of Nueva's core formulas, Nueva Body, Nueva Nitro, and Nueva Snow Slim, to provide a more complete approach. And so, what exactly is that? Just a second ago, Susan mentioned Nitro. Nitro, as a result of the ingredients contained therein, has the ability to cause your body. It says a functional formula that generates molecular hydrogen when activated with water. So it comes in a little sachet. One puts it in water and shakes it up or stirs it. And when that happens, it creates molecular hydrogen. When one consumes molecular hydrogen, that then converts to nitric acid in our bodies. Nitric acid is a profound vasodilator. And so, why did Susan say she has more clarity? Well, part of that comes from the ingredients in the coffee. Part of it comes from increased oxygen flow to her brain. A little earlier, we were listening to Raymond speak, and Raymond talked about the things that's happening. Why did that happen? Vasodilation, resulting in greater blood flow, resulting in greater oxygenation and greater nutrient flow to the main arteries and to the extremities of the body. Therefore, it is no surprise that we feel better. And Nueva Body. So in this particular package, Snow Slim, Body, and Nitro. What exactly is Nueva Body? A metabolic support formula featuring SLUPP332, one of the foundational peptides, 5-amino 1-MQ, to support mitochondrial function and cellular energy. Let us not slow down metabolic rate as people start to lose weight. Balanced metabolic processes, healthy body composition goals. And this, I guess, was Dr. Klein a moment ago talked about it. I'm not really eager to lose weight. What I've been frustrated about is not what I weigh. I've been frustrated about my changed body composition. I weigh the same thing that I weighed when I married Samantha. Today, I looked in the mirror about 4 weeks ago and I thought, my God, I look like a Bartlett pear. I mean, I weighed the same thing, but my body configuration was so changed. And I can tell you that I'm less Bartlett like today than I was a few weeks ago because it works. And anyway, I'll tell you something else in a second. Nueva Snow Slim, a multifunctional wellness formula featuring, and now you see a group of things that are not peptide based. A multifunctional wellness formula featuring Morocil blood orange, cordyceps mushroom, fenugreek, prebiotic fiber, tremella mushroom, type 2 collagen, and biotin. When you look at other products that we offer, you'll find, well, for example, in the coffee, there you'll find lion's mane mushroom extract. When one considers the handful of new nutrient or preventive health or restorative health natural solutions that have come down the path over the course of the last 5 years that have been proven and validated as opposed to disproven, you'll find that they will be contained in one or more of our product offerings. And you'll also find that the leading key front burner issues in all of peptide health is included in our product offering. Now, our time is spent, but I'll very quickly just open up a slideshow and show you the basic business idea. Who are we? We are Nueva. And what do? We provide two opportunities: an opportunity for each of us to look better, feel better about ourselves, maintain more vibrant health, more vital cognitive functioning, to simply be our best. That's one opportunity. And that's an opportunity that I think would appeal to everyone. And I do want to state here that I encourage everyone to, upon learning about our products, take a look at what they cost and then do a quick Google search and find out that no, these are not inexpensive items, but you cannot acquire a similar item for less money elsewhere. In fact, you cannot acquire a similar item for the same money. We offer not just a standout product, but we offer a standout product with extraordinary pricing. We talked about Nueva Body. You heard that mentioned several times. This, the product that Dr. Klein said his sense is, and it's mine as well, that it helps us begin to change body configuration. That stubborn, obnoxious little gob of fat right above above and below my belly button is gradually going away. Enough that it's noticeable now, not just to me, but to others. This idea of maintaining lean body composition, it got so frustrating for me to go to the gym because no matter how I tried, the amount of weight that I could lift consistently got less. And we all have, I guess, I don't know, I have parts of my body that tend to respond really well, really quickly to exercise. I have parts that are very, very stubborn. The muscles on the bottom side of my arms, they simply don't plump up like the muscles on the top part of my arms. Even if I do the exercises, they're targeting them. Well, that's changing. I have more, it's different. There's a tightness on the underside of my arms today, not just on the top. And nobody really likes to see themselves in the mirror and see those baggy, flaggy arms sagging down there, right? Those are all things that make me feel not as good about myself. Anything that makes me feel better about myself makes me more happy and it makes me more productive. This particular product makes me feel better about myself. There's been discussion of nitro. This is the one that will actually provoke the creation of nitric acid in our bodies, therefore creating that vasodilation that changes the way we feel. And here we can see Nueva Beauty, GHKCU, BPC 157, and KPV. I can't say that it's changed. My hair doesn't look any more healthy. My scalp looks basically the same that it looked before. But what I can tell you is that some combination of the snow collagen, the beauty, the body, some combination has caused the dark spots on my hands to fade so incredibly that now I have to look to see them instead of, and it had become, because it ages me, it is not infrequent for me to sit with my hands on my legs under the table instead of on the table. Because while I know that nobody sees but me, I cannot keep my eyes from looking at my hands and the dark spots on them. It's changing the way that I feel about myself because it changes the way that I look. And in my own case, we all have our own hot spots. My hot spot is that my wife is 30 years younger than me. I need to retain youth, vigor, vitality, energy. I need to retain youth to the extent that is possible within the confines of my gene pool. I'm completely satisfied this product line is doing that for me. I stated earlier, the earlier session, that because there's so much discussion in this product line about cognitive functioning, and that will be enhanced a great deal with the upcoming introduction of Dihexa, I chose to do a simple IQ test a few weeks back and then another one. Check back with me in a month. But I can tell you that after 3 weeks, my IQ, according to the two tests that I took side by side, went up 5 points. I'll tell you the future outcome in a few more days. And by the way, I have no idea what it was 10 years ago. I don't know if I'm experiencing cognitive decline. I don't know that. What I do know is that the fear of cognitive decline is now paramount. It is equal to or greater than the fear of cancer in many adult Americans because cognitive decline has become such a front burner issue for so many. And by the way, that does not diminish the urgency that I place with others on helping people who are, as Susan is, recovering from and surviving with cancer. The Nueva Snow College, and this one for me, I believe this is the one. I don't know, but it was within 2 days of beginning to use it that I began to see the change in my hands. So I don't know which part of that result I should attribute to the beauty, whether it's all the snow collagen, but this is one that I didn't even use because I thought there's no place for me. Collagen sounded like a women's product for whatever reason. I equated that with women. Turns out it's a man's product. It turns out it really matters to me a lot. The elements that are required for success, we've spent the vast majority of our time talking about one element, the physical product offering, because that is the foundation upon which all else rests. This is the ownership group. Most of these are people that I've known for many years. These are people that I trust. The guy in the middle there is Brian McMullen. He and I have been friends for a long time, and he has shown up for me over the course of this early introduction to the business. This is a good person. I knew it before I joined the business, but now I can tell you, this is a man who does what he says he will do, the way he says he will do it, when he says he will do it, and he can be relied upon. The company has no debt. The company is completely self-funded. I see no risk in the future of a takeout as a result of an IPO or of private equity takeout. I believe this group of people are going to own the company from now on. And I look forward very much to the day when our group is big enough that we can come together and say, hey, we'd like to come together as a group and become investors. The company is led by that group of people I just showed you. They're fantastic, self-funded, privately held. We don't have to try to make it happening. It's already happening. In its first 75 days, the company did over $5 million in sales. Now does about $3 million in monthly sales and is only 7 months old. This is an opportunity to be involved early in the development of a business, but it's an opportunity to be involved in the development of a business that has already begun. We don't have to make it start. It's already moving. We can cause the vehicle, which is already moving, to accelerate much more readily than we can cause a vehicle to move. And I could not be more grateful for our moment in timing than I am. And I completely credit Brian McMullen with a couple of ideas. One idea, that's how the compensation model works, and the other idea being the introduction of something called social selling, which fills the great big gap between old line network marketing and influencer marketing, where you have to have a million fans to get anything done. We have people who every day sell $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 worth of products as a result of doing a simple Facebook or Instagram live, opening up a box, showing us pouring some snow slim into a spoon and putting it in our mouths, illustrating the body transformations that happen so quickly. I am literally stunned at the change in my body composition in a matter of weeks. The social selling model makes things possible for all of us that may not otherwise be possible. And I don't need to go into the compensation plan at this moment. Let me simply say this, that our business is in creating distribution for a group of products that have been shown to have the capacity to provoke emotional response by changing the way that people look, feel about themselves, and by improving their health. When you become the person who is a conduit to other person's use, you can then earn royalties. Those royalties can range from as limited as 5 or 6%, all the way up to 40%, depending on how you choose to participate and what parts of the compensation plan you ask us to help you access. Let it be that we start with the simple idea that the product is the star of the show. I have complete confidence that your use of the product will lead to your decision to be involved in the business. But let's start at the beginning. And where is the beginning? The beginning is to allow each person to understand the product viability through their own consumption. If you've not yet used this product line, contact the person who invited you here and select some and let the product do the heavy lifting for you. If you've used only a part of the product line, use the rest. It will encourage and empower you. Every future product use will add to your ability to effectively deliver the message to another. Part of my own life experience is that I struggled with drugs and alcohol for many, many years. Thank God I've been sober for a long time. 12 minutes from now, an AA meeting starts, and I'm 15 minutes from it. So I'm going to depart. I will. I am going to leave the room open, and I'm just going to make my friend Dave the host. Just Dave, if you don't mind, be the moderator for any questions, comments, if any exist. And everybody, please know that if you call me and ask me for help, I will help. And also know if you don't call me and ask me for help, I will probably call you and ask how I can help. That being said, I'll see you guys along the way.
Grateful, Randy, grateful. I don't know. I don't know. Just it for me personally, it's getting my attention in a very big way. I think there's a big, huge gap in the marketplace, and I think there's a big piece of truth being really, if I'm seeing it right, I don't know, I'm 90% confident. I think I am. The rest of the world, Russia has been using peptides for 40 years. In St. Petersburg, where the main clinic that started it 40 years ago, they give it out free as people come in. It's Why has it been suppressed here? I think is a very good question. There's a lot of very good things that have been suppressed here. I've lived now that I'm back in the US, I've lived about 35% of my time outside the US. And what that allowed me to do, I think, is see an awful lot of things with outside eyes that you don't always get to see when you're, watching the channels in the US and getting the information. And that opened my eyes a lot. I lived the last 10 years in Costa Rica, etc. And uh, I think a piece of truth is being released. And I think I want to be a big part of getting the truth out. That's my 2 cents. Anybody got anything, or should we call it a night?
No, you pretty well much said it there, Dave. It's a movement that's just it's gonna be like a tsunami. There's no doubt in the next 5 years, once people actually hear our experience and truly feel the experience, it's going to be unstoppable because I'm going
Well,
to tell somebody, they're going to tell somebody, and it's not just, oh, I ran into Ray. Ray's doing so good. Yeah, he's got this product, and yeah, he says it's real good. Take the product, experience the product, and then it's going to be a tsunami. I mean, there's no doubt. I have no hurry to get to gold and silver and all that because that's going to come. Like that is going to come like it's just going to start rolling, and the thing is, where I'm at, it's no different than anywhere else, I guess, in one sense, but there's money here. And there's the thing about where I live, it's a lot of young people because it's massive, massive mining operation here. There's about 80,000 people here. Give it or take it, I'd say 20,000, 25,000 is 50 plus, and the rest is like 18 to 30, besides kids, you know what I mean, going to school. But yeah, so the money is here. And once they start realizing what these peptides do, because they are kind of in the workout gyms here, but it's
mhm,
all injections.
mhm.
And injections for a lot of people are like, whoa, I am not taking no injections, right?
You know what I found about that, Raymond? Interestingly, in the for what it's worth category, I know what you mean. I'm the same way. Um, in in working out my shoulder pain. I mean, because I never had a frozen shoulder. I didn't know you could freeze a shoulder. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
that it could be frozen for a year. I did not know that. Oh my God, it was so painful. Do you know what I was doing? You know that stuff that you put on your like if you got a broken tooth or something, so you get that stuff in the tube and you put it on there and you rub it on, it nubs it all out. I got
Absol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
like 4 or 5 of those tubes, and I was putting that stuff all over and then putting it all over my shoulder, and then over the top of that, trying to put that penetrative arthritis stuff that I was hoping would take that numbing stuff and soak it in. It was so painful just to not move it. I've never had, and it was just inflammation overload, and I had no idea why or whatever.
yeah.
God, it was painful. But when I injured it the first time 5 years ago, it took a year, and then all of a sudden, this was worse than the original injury.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
now it's scared the crap. Now it's like a week before Christmas, all the family stuff.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, and I'm like one-handed. I cannot move my arm. And so hearing Randy stuff, so what I got on from Randy as a customer was a they call it beauty. I think it's the wrong name, frankly. That
Yeah.
157, that Heinz 57, whatever that stuff is. When I read up on that, it talked about it literally busts the signaling of the inflammation.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Now, this is my left hand. I haven't been able to put my right hand on my head for about a month. I was having a coffee with David, and I went to stand up, and I accidentally, knocked over my big cup that I had on our kitchen, and just with it, you know how reflexes are. My right hand and arm reached across the table and saved it from spilling. And then I just looked at it and I go, oh my gosh. I mean, it's got my attention. So
Yeah.
coming back to the injection. So, because I wanted to get I doubled up on the oral and I went and got what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know about those injections, it's nothing like an injection from what I thought was an injection and taking shots in the military to go overseas and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little itty bitty tiny prick, and the needle is so small it slides right through because our skin is like that, and it just slides through. I don't even feel it. And then with these, you got to put them in really slow.
Yeah.
Not because it's thick; it's very watery. It's very thin, but you got to put them in really slow because it's all alive, and you don't want to hurt. Oh, it just makes so much sense to me. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on what I learned about that. I'm not afraid about that anymore, and no one else needs to be either, in my opinion.
Yeah. I talked to a guy here the other day. Now I mentioned peptides, and he said, "Yeah, right on, man. I've been doing them for a year."
Cool.
And he's been doing the injections. He lost 100 pounds. He's got more energy than he ever thought he'd have, and he's like 45. He's just amazed what peptides have done for him.
It's
And
just food. It's just the truth.
yeah,
It's all it is.
and it's
All it is.
all injection though, Dave. Eh? It was all injections that he got or whatever.
Well,
And
man, imagine taking a steak. Imagine you can take the best piece of steak, assuming you're at least part carnivore. The best, well-raised, well cared for animal, the best piece of beef you could ever have. And then you take that over to the top scientists in the world and they dissect it, and they can literally do it. They do it with live animals, frankly.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
dissect it to get to the littlest pieces, the smallest pieces that when you eat it, you'll digest it and go through all that work to get down to those pieces and then try to get that. Well, you can go ahead and get that in mass quantity and then put it where it needs to go.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
It's amazing. It's
It's
totally
food.
amazing. Yeah, yeah. There's no other way of describing what this guy come up with 40 years
You know
ago.
what I pay attention to? How much of this 157 sauce, whatever it is, how much can I take? How much is too much? And they say, well, there, it's you. There isn't too much of you.
Yeah,
There's no such thing.
yeah.
Ah, I get it. I get it.
And
Okay.
that's what I tell people. Like a lot of people are like, because drug testing is rapid here in this mining area. Like everything is
Yeah,
drug
of
test,
course.
drug test, drug test. And I mean,
Yeah, they probably need to.
yeah, if you're sitting there and somebody 50 feet away from you trips up, falls down, you're going for a drug test too. Like,
Well, if you're 20 years old and making 200 grand in working over there, and you got your
yeah.
pickup and you're having a blast and there's nothing else to do, what are you going to do? You're going to find trouble a little bit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It's so that was a big
He's in Fort
question.
McMurray, David Nada.
Yeah, I get a lot of these questions too. Like, well, am I going to pass a drug test?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
moved up the last time we launched the business and we took it into Canada. I moved up to right south of Vancouver, BC. The one on Interstate 5 as you're coming south from Vancouver into the U.S. through
yeah, yeah,
the arch and everything. And then the very first exit to the right, go over to the water, Birch Bay Village, and that area right there. That we moved up there to open up Canada, to help do our part to open up Canada. And basically, David Mata took the other half.
yeah,
He's been all over Canada. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, David must be familiar. You didn't get to Fort McMurray, did you, David?
You're muted, Dave.
I don't know if you can unmute him, can you? Or can you unmute him, Dave?
Yeah. There we go. No, I didn't make it your way. I stayed in all of Vancouver, went up to Whistler, across into Calgary, and up north of that and south of Calgary, and then all the way into Saskatchewan and in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, building my business all over Canada.
Yeah, you're in Edmonton, Calgary, Red Deer.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey
and
Dave, if you were to
you
not to just throw, if you were to add up all the just the pure customers, not in any kind of comp plan, just people part of your organization, loving whatever it is, just how many customers would be in that group, give or take?
in my group,
Yeah.
I started off close to 3,000
Mhm.
customers. We lost a little bit because Canada took a while, a little longer to open up, so a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't wait. But we built
Yeah.
pretty big.
So we're telling older stories, but we love the truth of a good product, and we
Yep.
know how to share that story and teach people how not to sell it and get everybody to want it.
Well, this is the thing, this is what I love about it. The first thing a couple of people say is, "Oh, this multi-level marketing." No, no, I'm just selling the product. That's it. Like, and once they get the product, they'll see what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, if I know that when I'm talking to people, if they truly got an interest in making a dollar, or they truly got an interest in just, are you making any money? Like
Yeah.
and even if, like I tell people, like, it's not what I'm making because you'll never spend my money. This is my money. You'll never spend it, like,
Yeah, people usually don't say what they're saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all jokes aside, I mean, David and Dave, I mean, you guys known in your history of being into this marketing that you can pretty well tell right off the bat who's going to be, I'm not saying a successful marketer, but who's interested in being a marketer and who's just procrastinating. Like you kind of pick that difference pretty fast. I know I do. Like, I mean, I'll pick them out a mile away for whatever reason, like no matter how much
Hey,
information, how much
role
guidance.
play with me, Raymond, for a minute. Ask me if, hey, is that multi-level marketing or something? Role play with me.
Yeah, is this multi-level marketing, Dave?
Well, what do you mean multi-level? What do you mean exactly?
Uh, yeah, like a big pyramid.
Uh, I'm curious. Are you looking for one of those?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I'm not. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, here anyway. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
My big thing
I've
is,
never, ever, 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 ever met anyone earning $5,000 of residual ongoing lifestyle income from an organizational income subscription model
yeah,
that doesn't absolutely, positively, unconditionally love the concept, love the results, and wants much more of it.
yeah,
The only people that are negative are those that don't know or they don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
100%.
usually it's because they had a bad experience because someone didn't introduce it correctly, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And we can help, and that's part of the opportunity. So we can add value by improving that.
yeah,
This is when I got that answer before, I work, well, I'm talking to people. I said, look, this is what's going to happen. We're going to work together and we're going to make a whole lot of money. I'm going to let you know right now, but we're going to wind up going to jail and they're going to put us in a house with a fence around it. And, it's just like living in a house. And when we come out of there, they're going to give us $5 million. Would you do that?
100%.
You know, they're
Okay,
going to for a
yeah. Now we
year.
got a context. Now we got it in perspective. Let's pay attention to what we're doing.
It's kind of ridiculous. People don't know, or they're just inundated with it's not with all the negative, and
Watch what
people don't
David,
want you
go ahead, David.
they don't want you to succeed. They want you to stay right where you are. And how many succeed out of percentage? 2%.
Yeah, yeah,
It's but those are the people that don't listen. They
You know
just
what I love
they
watching
don't
Randy?
work.
Randy's like, hey guys, this
Yeah,
is my bet. Let me, if I can get you to watch, by step one,
yeah,
step two, take
yeah,
a look at this. This is why I'm excited about it. Are you in or out in some degree or another?
yeah.
Next. Next,
Yeah.
which group do you go in? Which group do you go in? Which group do you go in? Next, and all those numbers just continue to grow. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
get lots more no's. Lots more no's.
For me, I've, and you guys probably experienced the same thing. I mean, 24, 25 years ago, I'd done my 200 calls a day. Yeah. Goodbye.
No, this is loving people. That's all
I'm
this
sorry
is.
he's been dead for 2 years. I'm real sorry. Goodbye. Yeah, it's water off a
It's
duck.
I get a lot of clients where I'm at the gym often, and they'll have a T-shirt on or something like, and I'll just comment on that T-shirt and stuff, and we'll just start talking about it. And I said, man, you look good. What are you taking?
Yeah.
And they'll tell me, well, I'm taking this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I said, why are you taking that? So that's the way I get into a conversation. I just keep asking questions until, I say, I think I've got something that, that may help you. Would you like to take a look at it, or, something like that? It's just keeping it real simple. Just creating a conversation about something. You don't even have to talk about product or nothing that first or second time. And then they'll get to a point, they're going to ask you, well, David, what do you do? Well, guess what? That's what I'm waiting for.
I think, David, in all actuality, when, like you're saying, you're having that conversation, you're getting information from those people,
That's right.
but you're not going to get the information for the product we're involved in
That's right.
and what this product can do. So we got the golden egg laid in our hand here in one sense, because there is no product out there that's going to match it. There's no product that people are going to the gym that are taking that realize what we got.
Yep.
I mean,
That's what I want to help everyone do, every household that we can impact. I want to help them replace their household. Everybody knows the number they need coming into their house. Everybody knows that number. And usually they need about 30% more than that. So I'd like to take that number at about 30% and then help everybody get that outside of their current situation before AI really kicks in.
Yeah.
I want to help everybody replace their income plus 30, and let's get that done as quick as possible. And then we can feel real confident and comfortable about what's happening with the AI thing as we make the transition. Let's help folks in the transition.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing the rest of my life.
The biggest
Hey,
thing
let's close it out. Hey, what you got, David?
I'm going to go eat dinner. I got dinner cooking.
Me too. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm going.
Yeah, that's why
I got one last.
This is the first time I'm eating today, so.
Me too, buddy. I love it.
Potatoes cooking. And,
breakfast and lunch. Who needs that?
I got one.
I got some stuff going
on. I've been eating one meal a day for about 5. I lost 80 pounds naturally eating one meal a day.
We'll talk tomorrow. I want to get. I'm probably going to, start making my first calls tomorrow. So.
I'm with you, brother.
All right. I'll call you tomorrow.
I got all the families positioned. We got, everybody's getting all the family, friends. We got the whole family positioned. Then we're just going to take it to the world.
All right.
Take everybody with us.
Bye.
All right, buddy. Ciao. Hey, good night, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, one thing.
Yeah, buddy.
When my thing with the guys that are going to the gym all the time working out,
with
a humongous jug of protein or whatever, and I come up with this little bottle of pills. That's going to do you 30 days. This is going to do you 30 days, and it's going to do a lot more for you than what's in that.
You know what I love about the bottle of beauty, right? The bottle's pretty small. It's about that big.
Yeah.
But then when you open it up, the entire month's supply barely covers the bottom. You don't need very much of this stuff. I love that in a business. I love to have products priced to sell, priced for profit. Everything's right, and we got the pricing advantage. I love this.
Think about me in Alberta, though. Everything is big in Alberta, like in Texas. You know what I mean? So when they open it up and they look in there, it's like, oh, I felt like
Well, I tell you what, everybody needs to get control of what we're being fed. You guys have an advantage in Canada. Your food is so much better.
Yeah.
I know some of the U.S. stuff's probably leaking up there, but keep it clean up there, guys.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead and enjoy your meal there, and it's great. And Linda, you take care, and everybody else is still there. You guys have a great night.
See, I'll talk. How do you turn this thing off? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been trying to do.
Bottom right.
I think
Bottom
I got
right.
it.